Okay, we're going to be practicing solving systems of equations, applications, and actually what we're going to do is we're just going to go through and write the systems, trying to be able to put them together. Right here on the first problem, it says John is considering taking one of two jobs shown in the advertisements below. Which system of equations can he use to find out he must sell in either job to receive the same pay? So let's look at the first equation. For this position, you're going to get paid $150 just for coming to work that week, plus a 20% commission. Now, 20%. You can't just put a 20 here. You have to change the percent to a decimal, so it has to be 0.20 or 0.2. Either way would be okay. So I'm going to take 0.2. Now, the commission is going to be multiplied by our variable right here, which is S. S is how much he sells. And what this equals is his pay. That's how he determines how he gets paid. So on the next one, the other opportunity, this time you get $200 a week for being at work, plus, but this time you only get 10%. So I'm going to change that to a decimal there. So I have 0.1 S, and that equals P. Now right here, if you notice, these two look a lot alike. I can eliminate these two, A and D. What is the difference between B and C? Well, if you notice, B is not the right answer because all they did was they took the 20 and the 10 and they did not use the decimal. They did not change it to decimals. Your answer is supposed to be C. Okay, right here, why don't you pause the video and come back and see how you do writing these equations. Brian and Mary bought some pens and pencils from the local store, the school store. Their receipts are shown below. Write a system of equations to determine the cost of one pencil and one pen. Well, first off, we need to define our variables. What does define our variables mean? It means we need to choose what letter we're using. And a lot of times we use the letter that matches what we're looking for, but we've got pens and pencils. Well, that's both P. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and use X and Y. I'm going to make X equal the number of pens, and Y is going to be the number of pencils. Now, for the first one, for Brian, they bought 4 pens, so 4 and the pens are the X, plus 5 pencils, 5Y, and his bill was $6.71. Mary's bill, 5 pens, so I'm going to put 5X, plus 3 pencils, 3Y, and that equals $7.12. There's my system of equations. Next, this one says Craig has 4 more nickels than dimes. If he has 80 cents, write a system of equations that can be used to find the number of nickels N and the number of dimes D. The first thing I'm going to do is define my variables, and I've got N equals the number of nickels. D is going to equal the number of dimes. Now, one of the keys right here is to make sure you understand how do we represent nickels as a decimal? A nickel is 0.05. Be very careful because they're going to try and trick you on a test, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. The dimes are 0.10. So now, the first equation that I do know is that he has a total of 80 cents. So I have 5 cents times my nickels plus 10 cents times the number of dimes, and that equals 80 cents. The other sentence that the other equation I have up here is in the first sentence. It says Craig has 4 more nickels than dimes. Well, what does he have more of, nickels or dimes? It says he has more nickels, so the nickels are 4 more than. 4 more than means to add the dimes. Well, right here, this says N equals D plus 4, which means the exact same thing. This one, though, says D equals, so this is not the right answer. And D says D equals. Okay, so here I've got nickels equals dimes plus 4. Now look at these two answer choices. When I look at these right here, what is the difference between these two? Well, the difference is right here, this says 0.05 for the nickels, And this one says 0.5. 0.5, this means 50 cents. Okay, so this is not the right answer. Be very careful that you choose the correct one. They're going to try and trick you. Number 4, a group of students are going on a field trip. If the student take 3 vans and 1 car, they can transport 22 people. If they take 2 vans and 4 cars, they can transport 28 people. Which system of equations can be used to find C, the number of people that can fit each car, and V, the number of people that can fit each van? All right, well, let's see. I've got V is going to equal the vans, and C is going to equal the number of cars. Now, the next thing I need to see is, let's look at the first one. It says if the students take 3 vans, so 3 vans plus 1 car, they can transport 22 people. Well, let's see. Do I have one of those? 3V. Nope, that one says 3V equals 22. This is not an answer choice. 3V plus 1C is 22. That's good. 3V plus 2C? Nope. And this one doesn't work either. It has the vans plus 4 times the car. So this is not it. Let's see if the second one works. It says 2 vans plus 4 cars, and that equals 28 people. Your answer should be B. The next one, Seth is ordering pizza from one of the restaurants in the ad below. Which system of equations can be used to find the number of toppings T that Sam needs in order to for the cost of a large pizza C to be at the same at either restaurant? All right, so look at Tony's Pizza. The large pizza is going to be $7 plus 70.75 T times each topping, and that's going to be my total cost. Mario's, you're going to have a large cheese plus 50 cents times the toppings, and that's going to equal my cost. My equations that match up here, your answer should be, where is it? This one takes 7 times P. Well, we don't have a P in our problem. See, there's 3 variables. There's 3 variables there. Nope. The answer is going to be B. It's not C because this says $7 times each topping. Here's the next one. Jessica has 25 coins in her pocket. All of the coins are either dimes or nickels. If Jessica has a total of $2.30, which system can be used to find the number of dimes, D, and the number of nickels, N, she has? Okay, first off, it says that she has 25 coins in her pocket. So my nickels plus my dimes is going to equal 25. Nickels plus dimes equals $2.30. Nope. Nickels and dimes is 25. That's good. That's good. D is not. It says it equals 230. Okay, so that's got to go away. Now, to put in your values, the nickels is 0.05 times the nickels plus 0.10 times the dimes, and that equals $2.30. What is the difference between my 2 answer choices right here? Oh, hey, I didn't mean to draw a line through that. I meant to, let me get my highlighter. Look at this answer and this one. What have they done in these 2? This one says it's 5 cents times the dimes and 10 cents times the nickels. So this one is not correct. Your answer should be C. Number 7 says Mary has 5 fewer than twice as many books as Carlos. Together they have a total of 70 books. Which system of linear equations can be used to find how many books Carlos has, C, and how many books Mary has? First off, let's look at this. It says together they have 70 books. So Mary plus Carlos is 70. Well, darn, all of these have Mary plus Carlos, M plus C is 70. All right, so let's try and look up here. I was trying to eliminate at least one of them. Up here it says Mary has 5 fewer. Okay, so Mary has equals 5 fewer than twice as many books as Carlos. What does twice mean? It means 2 times that. Now, 5 fewer means I need to take 2 times the Carlos, but I have to subtract 5 from them. So the answer, where is it? Let's see. I don't have one. See, look, it says m equals 2c, not plus, minus 5. Well, I know that Mary, okay, so it has m equals here. Now, how would they have gotten this answer? So I'm trying to figure out what they're doing here to be able to eliminate some of my answer choices. Let's see about this one. This one says m equals 2c plus 5. Well, I know it's fewer than. It should be subtract 5, so this is not a good answer. Now, this one right here, what if I tried to rearrange this so 2c is by itself? If I did that, I would add 5 to each side, and I get m plus 5 equals 2c. Is that what this says? No, it says m minus 5. This one here, m plus 5 equals 2c. Yes, that works. What about this one, c plus 5? Nope. Your answer should be c. Sometimes you come up with the equations from the words, but they rearrange them, so you need to be careful. The next one, the length of a rectangle is twice the width, and the perimeter is 90 centimeters. Which system of equations below will determine the length L and the width W of the rectangle? The length of the rectangle, the length is twice the width. Well, let's see. L equals 2W. There it is right there. There. This one does not say it. So these cross out. The next thing I have, it says the perimeter is 90 centimeters. What is the formula for the perimeter? 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, and that equals 90. Look at this. They forgot to put the 2 in front of the L. The answer is C. Number 9. The length of the rectangle is 3 times the width. The perimeter is 40 centimeters. Which system of equations below will determine the length L and the width W of the rectangle? Okay, so on this one, it says the length equals 3 times the width. Well, this says L plus 3. It's not that. L plus W equals 3. No. L equals 3W. That one works. L equals 3W. Yes. This one does not. It says 3 times L. The next thing says the perimeter is 40 centimeters. Remember, the formula for perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, and it equals 40. Your answer should be C. Number 10. Joe bought some CDs and DVDs at a store. He bought a total of 12 items. The CDs were $14 and the DVDs were $22. He spent $200. Write a system to determine how many CDs and DVDs. So I'm going to have C equal the number of CDs. I'm going to define my variables. D equals my number of DVDs. Now, he bought a total of 12 items. So I have the CDs plus the DVDs, and that equals 12. Now I know that my CDs are going to cost me $14 each, and the DVDs are $22. And he spent $200. So I'm going to take 14 times the number of CDs plus 22 times the number of DVDs, and that equals 200. There's my system of equations. In a later video, I will go through all these systems and we will solve them to find out how many CDs and DVDs, but right now I want to just practice on actually setting up the equations. Right here, Vanessa is buying school supplies to prepare for the school year. She bought 2 books and a backpack for a total of $26 before tax. Each book was $8 less than the backpack. Write a system of equations that can be used to find the final price of each book and backpack. So I'm going to make X equal the number of books. See, I can't use B because we've got books and backpacks. I mean, I guess I could use B and P, but I'm going to use X and Y. Number of books. Y equals number of backpacks. One of my equations says is going to be she bought 2 books, so 2x plus 1 backpack 1 y, and that equaled $26. The next equation, looking at this sentence right here, it says each book costs $8 less than the backpack. So each book, let's see, the books cost, it equals $8 less than the backpack. So whatever the backpack is, you subtract 8. Number 12. Mary's age is 5 times Joe's age. The sum of their ages is 18. Write a system to determine how old Mary and Joe are. I'm going to use M equals Mary's age. J equals Joe's age. Okay. This one says Mary's age is. Mary's age is the same as equal. 5 times Joe's age. 5 times Joe's age. The sum of their ages, now sum means addition. The sum of their ages, M plus J, equals 18. There's my two systems. Number 13. The sum of the ages of two sisters is 32. The difference of their ages is 4. Write a system to determine their ages. Well, first off, there's not a name for their sisters. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to just put X equals and Y equals. But how am I going to tell the difference between the two of them? Well, first off, it says that there's a difference. The difference means subtraction. The difference of their age is 4. So that means one of the sisters has to be older and the other one younger. So I'm going to make this, I'm going to say that X is the older sister and Y is the younger sister. Okay, the sum of their ages. Sum means addition. So the older sister plus the younger sister is 32. Now it says the difference means subtraction. The difference of their ages is 4. So you're going to take the older sister minus the younger, and the difference is 4. There's your two equations. You should be able to go through and solve your system of equations here. If we wanted to go through and go ahead and solve this one, if I put these together, I have 2x, the y's cancel, and that equals 36. Divide by 2, x equals 18. Okay, so the older sister is 18. The younger sister, if I go through here, I have x plus y is 32. X is 18, so I'm going to have 18 plus y equals 32. Subtract 18 from each side. Y equals 14. So the younger sister is 14 years old. Okay? I guess I could have figured and sometimes you don't need to do this part right here if you can figure it out from what the sentence says. Number 14. The sum of the perimeters of two different squares is 32 centimeters. The difference between their perimeters is 8 centimeters. If x represents the side length of the larger square and y represents the side length of the smaller square, which of the following systems of equations could be used to find the dimensions of the squares? Well, what's true about squares? Squares, all of the sides of a square are equal. So if we're talking about the perimeter, okay, so the larger square right here, right, the side is x. To find the perimeter, okay, x, and you add up all your x's, your perimeter is 4x. And the smaller square, if the side is a y, you add them all up, and your perimeter is 4y. Well, why am I doing all this? It says that the sum, so that means to add the sum of the two different squares is 32. So I have the larger square, 4x, plus the smaller one, it's 32. Okay, that says x and y. That's not it. That says 2x and 2y. Nope. That one says 4x plus 4y is 32. That one says 2y, so that's not it. This one, the difference is 8. Your answer should be B. Number 15. Some of the values of two linear equations are shown in the table below. What is the solution to the system of equations represented by these tables? Okay, so remember, solutions to a system is where the two lines intersect. Okay, so that means they both have to go through the same point. Well, 2, 3. This one says 2 and 5. Well, so that can't, 2, 3 doesn't go through this equation, so it can't be this one. 3, 5. Well, that says 2, 5. That's not even going to work for this one. What about -1 and +1? -1, -1, nope. Oh, I hope this next one works. So I go through here and it says 511. There is 511, and there is 511. So my answer is D.